Okay. Okay. Good evening, CCG family. Welcome to our weight loss program panel discussion. I'm Nat Soltura, and I will be your host for tonight. And we have a team of professionals here today to discuss their personal weight loss journey and providing insight and answering your questions. So all three of them are on the SOH program. For the newcomers here tonight, SOH means CCG Optimal Health. Today is Sunday, and this is our theme for the night. Optimal life and optimal wealth are our themes on weekdays when we have our 8 o'clock habit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yes, good evening, Ian.
Yes, good
Okay.
evening, Ian. Okay.
Before we go to our panelists, let me introduce you. Introduce the topic first for everyone to understand the value of this session. Okay, I am hearing some echoes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. So according to a survey conducted between July 2021 and June 2022, 38.6% of adults aged 20 and 59 in the Philippines were diagnosed as obese or overweight. Obesity is known to increase the risk for severe diseases and health conditions such as hypertension, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Obesity itself is now considered a disease. I'm sure everyone knows the catastrophic consequences of these conditions, not only on one's finances, but also on one's health. Mostly, the consequences verge on taking on maintenance meds, surgical conditions, amputations, if not fatal. Forgive me for being a little morbid about this, but this just helps to drive home the point. For those who remain alive, quality of life is very poor. But all hope is not lost. These are mostly lifestyle diseases. And if we say lifestyle, this refers to certain habits that we can readily modify if we are willing in order to reverse the condition. So first, let me introduce you to the panelists. Oh no, let's have it the other way around. May I request the panelists to introduce themselves? Shall we start with the ladies first? Maya, please.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Maya Rosales. I live in LA. That's Lower Antipolo. I wish it's Los Angeles, Doc Benita. But
yeah.
Everyone, so I'm happy to be here, and I'm part of the program that we just concluded a few weeks ago. So thank you for having me. By the way, I'm married. So baka magalit ang asawa ko. I'm married to Anthony Rosales, who's an engineer, and he's just beside me. So he was the one who also encouraged me to go to this program.
Yeah. Can you tell the audience how long you have been on the program?
We started in March. So March, April, May. So kakatapos lang namin.
Kakatapos lang. Okay. So I'm sure there are success stories behind this. So we'll tackle that later on. Okay, so now let's go to Miss Angel Earnshaw.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Annette. And I'm so happy to be here. My name is Angel Earnshaw. I'm 25 years old. I'm currently single and working as a marketing coordinator based here in Quezon City. And I've only been on the program for 3 weeks, but it's already been showing great results. So thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Okay. Thank you for that, Angel. And of course, our last panelist, last but not least, Sir Clark. You're muted, Clark.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Clark. I'm based here in Cebu. I'm actually a medical technologist by profession, but I'm currently working in the BPO industry. So, funny, Doc Net, you shared that opening spiel, and when I started this program, I was actually thinking that I was part of that demographic, and thinking about all of the lifestyle diseases creeping in, and I didn't want to be part of that statistic, and also part of the people taking the maintenance meds. So thankfully, I joined this program, and I'm enjoying the results so far.
Yeah. That's why we are here, no? We're going to share whatever you have, whatever you have learned, and whatever benefits you have gained from the program. So let's start with the first question. I guess you've been told that we're given 2 minutes for each question, no? So how does emotions, as stress, anxiety, or sadness impact your eating habit and make losing weight difficult? Okay, whoever wants to start first.
I can share first. So just to share with the group, I started with when I was around 25 years old. Ang constant age ko lang, constant, hindi, totoo rin, constant age ko rin yung 25. At yung constant weight ko was 90 pounds. But when I got married, so medyo slowly tumaas to 90 pounds. So nung pandemic, I reached almost 130 pounds nung pandemic.
Oh.
So, hindi ko na malayan na gano'n na pala ako. In denial pa ako, DocNet. In denial pa ako na kaya ako. Kasi feeling ko payat pa rin ako. Pero pag nakikita ko sa picture, oo nga, ano. Tapos hindi na ako magkasya sa, sa pants ko. So, sabihin palagi ng asawa ko, adjust to your pants, hindi ka bibili ng bago. What contributed to the weight talaga, especially during pandemic?
Economics.
Economics. Number one, before the pandemic, biyahe kami ng biyahe. So, I have ways to burn. Nung nag-pandemic, biglang nasa bahay lang.
Yeah.
And then, of course, our business got affected kasi nasa training business kami. So, wala kaming biyahe, wala kaming training. So, kasama yung siguro stress eating kasi iniisip namin paano yung ating kikitain, gano'n. And then, sadly, one of our loved ones, actually yung husband ko, yung tatay niya, namatay ng COVID. So that also took a toll on us. And before I knew it, so when I started the program, I was close to 130 pounds. So 127 to be exact. So hindi ko akalain na aabot ako sa ganun kasi I used to really be lean, ano? So
yeah.
I think it contributed a lot yung stress sa, I think lahat tayo naman doon, paano kami kikita, sa kami, ano yung magiging hanap buhay namin, paano yung family namin. And then when we started, nagkasakit kami halos sabay-sabay sa COVID. Talagang ang hirap kasi talaga naging comfort lang namin that time yung pagkain. Kasi especially, di ba pag work from home, di ko lang kung makaka-relate kayo, no? Ang lapit lang kasi DocNet ng ref di ba? Ilang hakbang lang. Di ba? Oo, madapa lang.
Dati kilometro, o nga eh.
Dati, ilang yung DocNet, bago kami kumain, iisip ko muna, magkano ba yung dyan? Titignan mo muna yung menu, titignan mo yung presyo, tapos parking pa. So, ang dali-daling mag-no sa pagkain. Pag nasa bahay ka, dali-daling kumain. Pag naiinis ako, wala yung ref, masaya na ako, di ba? So, yun.
I can relate to that kasi nung time namin, kami din, pagka magka-deliver ka, dati pag mag-grocery ka, 1 to 2 loaves lang of bread, no? Noon, 5 loaves of bread. Talagang gano'n. So pagka tinatamad ka na magluto, anyway, okay. I'm not a panelist. Okay. So, well, one keyword now that I'm hearing is stress and comfort food. Now, let's see about Angel.
Yeah, I'm the same with Miss Maya. Kasi when I started working, I was actually a fresh graduate from college and I did cheerleading back then. So I had a way to burn all the carbs and all the food that I was eating. But when I started working, somewhere along the way, we developed this psychology of comfort food. And so it made us turn to those unhealthy options when we experience stress. I remember because I was a teacher and laging mag-aaya yung teammates ko, oh, let's order milk tea or donuts while checking papers of our students. And we didn't even notice, right? Siyempre, stress ka in the classroom and then you get to go back to the faculty room, have your milk tea or donut. So medyo nakakawala ng stress. And so this idea that food, was not just for our health or to sustain our bodies, but also a reward, made us crave those, unhealthy options whenever nasa stress kami. And so I didn't realize in the 2 years that I was teaching, I gained 30 kilos since I graduated from college. So yeah, it's really a lot.
Wow, 30 kilos in 2 years gained, no? And that you lost 3 kilos in 3 weeks' time.
Yes.
Okay, there's hope.
There's hope.
There's hope. Okay, so donuts, milk tea, plenty of sugar. Okay, So commonalities. How about Clark?
Well, enjoy food. I would say I'm actually a foodie, but having uncontrolled emotions made me become an emotional eater. So what do I mean? When I feel deprived and I'm not dealing with my emotions properly, then yes, same as the others, I treat it with food. Or the other way around, if I'm too stressed and overwhelmed with too much stimuli, then I stop eating. So it's causing an unhealthy relationship with food. Not eating at the right time, not eating the right food. So it's making me crave more food and crave more unhealthy food because of the unhealthy relationship that I have built. Instead of dealing with emotions, we self-medicate with comfort, or forgo some, and just make it up. If you're too stressed in the day, you forget to eat and then you just binge right away. So having that unhealthy relationship has caused not just a spike in the weight, but also a spike with, well, for my case, it was my blood pressure. It was starting to get higher
Go
and
up.
higher and higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, which means that when you're, it's so easy to give in to temptation, right? You know that they're not healthy, and yet you take them because, they just give such pleasure on the palate, no? And sabi nga ni Ian, when I was reading the chat, ang sarap nga naman daw kasi mag-work from home, no? Ang lapit sa ref, pag mainit, bubuksan mo lang yung ref, medyo malamig, and there's a lot of surprises in the ref. Yon. And I can relate also because during the lockdown, I cooked a lot also for the family. It's just such a joy to, belabor yourself in the kitchen. Tapos, sandali, pinaghirapan mo, tapos isang iglap, ubos din ka agad. Magayon kaya. Anyway, those are rewards, okay? So, we have, well, I just have the key words here, the stress, whether it's positive or negative. We need stress pa rin, pero the positive kind of stress. So in the case of Maya, it's physical stress that was actually eliminated because they just stayed at home, no? And then for the checking of the papers and all that, the mental stress probably, no? And then you get some relaxation. I can feel that because I also teach, no? Ako din may tendency rin na pag ano yun, pahinga na ako, ano bang meron dyan? Yan. And si Clark, oh, well. So anyway, that's just our first question natin. And then the second one would be something about self-image and then self-esteem. No? How do you think body image and self-esteem affect weight loss? Anybody who wants to go first? Clark naman.
Okay, sige, ako na naman. I think it's actually a double-edged sword. So if you focus too much on the negatives, it will definitely become harder. So if you lose track of your goals and you just see, your losses and you count your defeats, the weight you are gaining, your BP shooting up, your sugar shooting up, then you tend to give up. And it's too hard. It's you spiral down, and you start to let it go. But if you know why you are working at this and you start to see the results, my goal was actually just to lower my BP. And maybe for 10 years, I was always buying everything in XL. And I was just shocked recently. I told my coach na my vanity goal would be to fit a medium. So one time, I don't know what got into me. I just went into a store and got a random t-shirt na medium, tried to fit it, and it actually fit. It was sort of loose already after 10 years of buying XL. So that's a big thing for me because yeah, that's also one thing. And we were also comparing numbers with my friends. was the only one who did not have medication for cholesterol, and I had the lowest numbers out of all of them. And they
Wow.
were shocked what I was doing. So yeah, so if
Yeah.
you know why you're doing it, and you focus on your goals instead of how hard it is, it's actually very easy to do. So if you choose your battles and pick the easier battles to win, then it's definitely a fun ride.
Choose your battles. You know what? Vanity is usually perceived as something that is negative, no? But in this case, being vain, no, is positive because it is a vanity goal to lose weight and fit into the medium. Okay, we're actually changing perspectives here, no? So, sige, si ano naman, si Angel naman.
Yes, Doctora, I agree with Clark. It can be a double-edged sword because,
Double-edged sword.
of course, when we talk about body image, all of those like societal standards come in. Like, of course, there's sometimes in society, there's like this definition of what healthy should look like, right? They expect you to look like, those like fit people in magazines or, fashion shows. But it's not the same for everyone. And so sometimes that can distort your idea of healthy. But at the same time, I think yun nga, a little vanity is also
Good.
important. Yes, good.
Yes,
Because
good.
it's what makes you realize maybe that you're being unhealthy as well, because we're like clothes that I used to wear or I used to love, I couldn't wear anymore. They wouldn't fit me, they didn't look good because of the weight I gained. And that's the only time you realize that, oh no, I think I let this get away from me. And so it kind of serves as that catalyst or that thing that triggers you to rethink your lifestyle choices also. But yun
Okay.
nga, as Clark said, if you focus too much on it also, it can have a negative effect on you because of course all those negative emotions come out, and then you just fall into that cycle of you get depressed because you don't look good, and then you end up, eating again because
Again.
of those negative emotions. And so it just becomes a cycle na. It's hard to get
Yeah.
out.
So that's why we have this yo-yo cycle of losing, gaining, losing, gaining. So it's not successful. It's not sustainable weight gain. So I'm reading the chats here. No, sabi ni the way you treat your body. Sabi ni Titos, the way you treat your body is a reflection of how you want to be treated by others. So being treated by others. Sometimes I could see on YouTube things like body shaming, no? Meron mga ganon, di ba? Somebody who has been kicked out of the train or an airplane because she's so overweight, no? Yeah, and so of course we don't want to be one of those victims or subject of persecution because of the body image. Okay, wait, let's see. We have family and friends, even medical professionals who were hypertensive and other severe chronic health problems, and we're taking a lot of maintenance meds. This is from Ian, no? Very true, Ian, no? I know a lot of medical professionals who are also in the same boat, no? And they were able to reverse their conditions through the programs in our community. Yes, we're very grateful. Okay, so how about Maya?
I agree to
Parang
both.
walang problema.
Yeah, hindi. Naku, I agree to both Clark and Angel. Ang naging effect sa akin in terms of self-esteem is nung nag-gain ako ng weight and then I have to change clothes. Wala akong pambili. Kasi hindi ba pandemic, wala akong bumili. So alam mo yun, so feeling ko, ang taba ko na, tapos wala pa akong pera. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Diba? So parang that time sabi ng husband ko, sorry, but you have to adjust to your pants. I will not buy you anything. Right. So kaya pinipilit mo magkasabot na lang, Doc, puro online na mga meetings noon. Pero ngayon na nagbukas na yung economy at kailangan na mag-meet ng mga clients, my goodness, sabi ko hindi na pwede yung naitatago mo sa Zoom, yung mga bill mo, di ba? So, and then, presentable already to your
thanks to Zoom.
Oo, yeah. Tapos hindi ko na maisuot yung mga blazer ko kasi hirap na ako ikabit. So talagang kailangan na. So more than of course, importante yung self-esteem in your representation. So I talk to clients. So whether I like it or not, no, they would size me up with the way I look. And I have to be,
that's true.
I have to be presentable to them. I have to be pleasing and
yes.
I have to like me. If I don't like myself,
Yes.
how can they like me? So, yun yung nakaka-apekto.
Very
Kaya
true.
yeah.
Yan. So, hindi ba dapat, like, I can also relate because I saved my favorite clothes, no? I've also been gaining, and sometimes I could not zip up the back of my clothes because I have to ask somebody to, pati gown, no? Hirap na hirap. So, I wish Angel, save your, I wish you save your, your favorite clothes. That could be a very positive motivation for you to, lose a lot more. Diba? Ayun.
I did po, Dr. Annette, because
You did.
they're a pair of Levi's jeans that I don't want to give up.
Give up. Meron mga
So,
ganun eh. I can still lose weight. I can still fit into this. Right. Yeah. So anyway, okay. So the other question would be, what role can social support groups like the WAM of CCG, including having a coach, play in managing emotions and achieving weight loss goals?
I can go first this time.
Yeah, you can go first.
Unahan mo ako. Sabihin ko dapat. Go, Angel.
So
Yeah.
social groups have been really helpful, especially WAM and CCG, for three things. One is accountability. The second
Mhm.
is education and knowledge. And the third is, the social aspect of it, or the community aspect. So for
Mhm.
accountability, of course, having Tita Olive, especially as my coach, has really helped me because she's always there to remind me of my goals, of why I started it in the first place. And she's also there to remind me how to get back on track if sometimes, parang nahihirapan na naman with all the cravings and stuff like that, which happens, but it's great to have someone there to remind you. Kasi syempre, if like it's my family, of course they'll be supportive that I want to go on a diet, but our love language here is also food. Like you mentioned, Dr. Annette, no, you love to cook in the kitchen for your family.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
here. So it's hard to rely on them to help keep me accountable, right? And the second is education and knowledge, because we have so many experts here like Dr. Annette and Doc Rico that share their knowledge about how to healthily lose weight, because that's one of the reasons why people have that yo-yo diet. They practice things that are unsustainable, and so they just go back to their old eating habits. So it's nice to have experts tell us, what's the healthy way to do it, so that we don't go back to those bad habits. And the last is the community. So we have so many we've made so many friends here, and we always celebrate each other's wins, because sometimes tayo yung nagiging very judgmental sa sarili natin.
Mhm.
And that can also lead to negative emotions like, ano ba yan? Di ko na naman na-meet yung, my goal, like my goal number of carbs or stuff like that. But we have people there to celebrate, the progress that we have made. So it's nice, and it creates like a positive environment for everyone.
Nice. Yeah. So the Filipino culture is actually about eating. No? So you welcome friends through food, and you demonstrate your love for others through food. And this is one time when, feeding others could be a destructive manifestation of love, no? But without really, kumain ka na ba? Di ba karamihan ganyan yung kumain, kain ka muna dito. Even if, the person is not willing, just so mapagbigyan lang din yung host, no? This is one way of being courteous with your host, no? Kain, kain, kain. So anyway, how about Clark?
Okay. It's definitely a plus because well, currently here in the Philippines, our lifestyle in CCG is not really the norm. So people outside of our community do not really understand why we are doing what we are doing and what our goals are. So sometimes, even if they're meaning well, they, tempt you, or, eat this, try this, do that. And it's good that you have a group of people that are going through the same things and are also sharing their struggles and what they are doing. so you can also apply those. And it's also great to really have a coach, someone you can talk to, because at the start it won't be easy because you are starting to form habits that are unconventional, and you may have a lot of questions that you do not understand, or there may be things that you are feeling, changes in your body that you don't know what's happening. So it's good to talk to someone who knows what is happening to you and who can guide you, get through those, process those, and see that you are still normal and you can still function. And when you are starting to reap the rewards of this lifestyle, it all will make sense. But at the start, it won't make sense if you don't have a coach, because you'll just go blindly attacking anything. Maybe this will work, maybe that will work. But if you work with someone who's been there, who's also done the work themselves, then you're guaranteed of success.
Very true. Very true. Coaching talaga. Well, we have a lot of coaches so far now, and we have a few more in Cebu. No, we just have, well, there were 5 in the picture kanina. No, so there'll be more. And once you've been already successful, you've reached probably your weight loss goals. You yourselves can become coach yourselves because you have been through the process. And that's very important. You become credible coaches, actually. So Maya, who's looking good right now, I think she's reached her goal.
I still need to lose some more. So, but I'd like to acknowledge one of my coaches here, Doc Rico. Doc Rico is a big help. So for those of you who do not know, I actually have a medical condition, so I have to consult Doc Rico. So I'm so blessed that we're part of this community of CCG, wherein we have experts in nutrition, in the medical field. Ang daming doctors dito, nurses, yung gano'n na I'm sure pag pinuntahan nyo sila sa clinic nila, medyo ginto ang presyo nila. But thanks be to God, dito sa community.
Right.
Hindi naman pro bono, no? But very reasonable. And wow, sobrang ang laking tulong talaga ng mga experts natin dito. And parehas kami ng coach ni Angel, si Olive. No? I wish I could call her Tita Olive, kaya magagalit siya sa akin. But Olive is very, very persistent. So talagang mayat-maya, tinatanong niya, meron siyang binigay na app sa akin eh. Sabi niya, you have to log your food, yung gano'n. Tapos minsan pinapapicturean pa niya para alam niya na nagsasabi ako ng totoo. Kasi pag sa asawa ko, kaya ko docnet na anuhin eh, na isang scoop na lang, o isang kutsara na lang. Kailangan ko picturean para makita niya. So, very helpful and I really appreciate it. And at the same time, isa nakatulong sa akin. So aside from having the experts in the CCG family and also si Olive as my coach, is having a body. Kasi na-realize ko, hindi ko pala kaya na I do it on my own. Kasi ang napaka-tempting. Di ba, Clark? Ang hirap din. So I actually asked a friend. So dalawa kami nag-go to the program. And parehas kami merong condition siya sa knees, ako sa hips, no? So nahiya naman ako sa kanya na hindi ko pagbubutihin na siya nag-lose weight, ako hindi. So talagang na-pressure ako. So malaking bagay. So I would suggest if you are going to this program, mag-ano kayo, meron kayong ka-body-body. So aside from the coach, the community, yung ganon. So yun naging helpful. Definitely, it's a must. So you have to be accountable to someone. Otherwise, it's so easy to give in, to have that one bite of chocolate. Si Doc Rico nga, nakukulitan na sa amin, Doc, okay ba to? Sasabi na, nagyan na kami ng listahan eh. So, taga-sampulan ng mga to. Tanong, Doc, okay lang may ganito, ganun. Sinabi na may sugar yan eh. So,
ang hirap na.
Mahirap, Doc, pero masaya kasi, alam mo yun, parang we journey together with. So the coaches are joining with us. So towards the end, so just share with you, from 127 pounds, kahapon nagsukat ako, I'm 118 pounds.
Wow, 118 pounds. And are you three, do you three know your BMIs? You know your BMIs. Okay, so is that the only tool that you're using, or do you also use WHR, waist hip ratio? I think that's also an important thing to know, no? The waist hip ratio. Kumbaga parang yung waist mo, i-measure mo yung ano niya, and then the hips, no? Kunin mo lang yung fraction. So the ideal for women is actually 0.8 and below. And then for men, I think it's 0.9. I forgot the figures, but what's important about the waist hip ratio is that pagka yung usually yung abdominal obesity ang ina-address mo. Because pag BMI lang, no, hindi niya sinasabi kung saan distributed yung mga fats mo, whereas the WHR would be very relevant here kasi nga yung abdominal obesity ang ating ina-address doon. So if you're confident about your waist hip ratio, then I think you're actually achieving your goal of weight loss. So nangisi si Clark. So you're now fitted into the medium, no? So which means your abdominal obesity is also less, and it should be at least for the girls talagang kailangan talaga may korte, no? For the men, kahit na ganon, 1 yata ang sa mera. I forgot the ratio. Anyone for 1, no? 1, okay.
1 and below.
So 1 and below. 1 and below. Yeah, more than 1, you have a problem. Okay. So kailangan hindi lang BMI, WHR din kasi doon sa ating Benita readings, no? Benita reading is also a good monitoring tool din So anyway, so what are some of the effective strategies or tools for managing negative emotions or triggers that lead to overeating or bad food choices? Yeah. Anyone? Isip-isip. Okay. I have to mute myself if merong
Well, for me, like what you said earlier, DocNet, I also have my thin clothes. So I've kept some of my high school clothes as a gauge because maybe because of my morphology, I've always been a little bit barrel shaped. So clothes don't usually fit normal with me, but so I use that as a gauge for me. So I would think I would rather fit in the clothes and have my BP go down rather than spend that money on. For me, it's needless maintenance. If you can control it, it's your fault that you got there. So I'd rather spend the money I will use for maintenance meds on stuff that is useful for me. So I keep my old clothes as a gauge, and thankfully my high school pants actually fit better than when they did when I was still in high school now. So that's also one tool I use. And also one effective tool I also use is definitely talking it out with my coach as well as some other friends. Because as I said, sometimes we tend to medicate with food and have that unhealthy relationship with food. So finding an outlet to let out that stress in a healthier manner, maybe through exercise, walking it out, talking it out, journaling it out. So forming a better relationship with yourself and how to deal with stress is definitely better than just temporary gratification with food.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for that, Clark. No. It's for him the tool, the strategy that he's using is about keeping his high school clothes, no, and the unconventional habits that he's trying to work on, and let's see. No, see, Ian says he's also grateful to Doc Rico because he's helped a lot of my family to reverse their health conditions. So we have a family friend who had severe diabetes for more than 20 years, but he was able to wean himself from his insulin injections and other meds within a few weeks. Wow, there's a lot of weight loss, probably, sabi rin ni Ian, okay? And then Doc Rico naman, I have my patients send their daily updates and monitoring of blood sugar and BP and meals. Yes, it's good to be able to be conscious of the numbers always. Like I weigh my husband every day, but for us, for him, it's actually a weight gain program for him. No, after we've been through a lot some medical condition, so he was 38 when he was first able to stand up, 38 kilograms, and he was able to stand up. And our goal is 50 kilograms man lang. He used to be 60. At he's now 47, reaching 48. Malapit-lapit na, but sometimes we're stuck in there, no? but that's good, no? The money spent on maintenance is a very good thing. It's not just the money actually, but if you think of it from my perspective as a pharmacist, no, and my husband as a doctor, for example, when you take those maintenance meds, you actually have to, depending on how long you have taken them, no, you would actually suffer from the side effects. Kaya palaging minomonitor din yung SGPT, SGOT to check the function of your kidney and your liver, no, because this side effects actually will be corrected by another medication which will have another side effect. Kaya yan, dialysis na ang kasunod, no, and all that. Before you know it, amputations na yung kasunod, those. So that's good. No, I mean, there's a lot that we can discuss here actually in this session. But anyway, we're in the interest of time. Let's go to Angel this time.
Sure po. So one of the things that I've done, as nabanggit nga kasi ni Miss Maya a while ago, during COVID and even now when we're working from home, the ref is so near. And when you open
just
it,
a few steps away.
Yes, you can find all sorts of temptations in there. So I thought the easiest way or one of the ways to help is to remove those temptations. So I do a lot of the grocery shopping for my family. And what we do is I remove all the unnecessary things from the shopping cart. So junk food like chips, ice cream, all those instant things, we don't buy them anymore. And I think that helped my family a bit. So medyo nasama sila sa diet ko.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Which is good. Right.
And the next thing I learned is to list things down. So this is something that Tita Olive also reminds me a lot to do, is because the numbers don't lie. And I think that's Doc Rico also mentioned that he asks his patients to send it their like statistics to him. Yeah. Because
daily.
It makes you realize, then like how much you've already eaten and like all the numbers and the statistics about yourself. So it not only like helps you keep track of your progress, but also helps you change the way you think talaga. And as for the tools, Ryan suggested this really great tool at the beginning of our health program called Carb Manager. And it's been really helpful because it does all the computing for you, like how many carbs can you eat in a day if you want to lose weight in a healthy way. And it adds everything for you. So if you hate math, it will do the work for you. And it also has great recipes. And lastly, I invested in a smartwatch because it helps me keep track of my daily steps, and you can also check your blood pressure there. So it's really handy to have around. So those are some of the things that have really helped me this time around in my weight loss journey.
Very nice. Yeah, you're practically starting to coach your family, diba? Little by little until it becomes a habit. So you go on this program, no? It's not just to lose weight. Well, you lose weight, that's the consequence, no? But you develop other, what did you say, Clark? Unconventional habits. No, unconventional for most, no? Kasi everybody, when you look at their grocery carts, no? Parang every time I go to the grocery myself, no, and then I see people, they're kind of overweight already, and then I see what's on their carts. Grabe, puro chips, carts, juices, and all that, no? So, yun, if only pwede kong pagsabihan, no? Hirap, I just have to control myself anyway. So, anyway, sige Maya, your turn.
Yeah, so siguro just to add to what they shared, no, yung like the tools, of course we use the apps, yung Carb Manager, and also scheduling, the coaching, and also the smartwatch. So yung isa nakatulong din talaga sa akin is conscious effort to really move my body. Kasi di ba pinaka-challenge talaga, especially pag work from home, is you're just stuck to your chair. So my husband brought me yung pinapedal. So habang nag-meeting ako, so pag hindi ako nag-lead ng meeting, so ino-off ko yung camera ko, tapos nagpe-pedal ako, nag-bike ako sa ilalim ng aking table, o kaya tumatayo ko, and then I do side to side, yung ganun steps, side step, just to keep myself moving. And very helpful also, like tinatime ko sa, bukod dun sa smartphone, sa smartwatch ko, and to prompt me to move. So hindi na siya manginginig ka talaga. Kasi kailangan mo na tumayo para gumalaw. So that was very helpful, no? Because we are creatures of habit, I need to be reminded talaga na every 30 minutes I have to move. Otherwise, pag
Yes.
walang reminders, hindi ako mag-move. And then,
Yeah.
secondly, of course, is the, yeah, I don't know if this will count as a tool, but really envisioning myself parang 5 to 10 years. I don't want to be a burden to someone when I grow old.
Yeah.
Um, I'm 51 years old, by the way, for those of you who do not know it. And I have
You don't
friends.
look
I look
51 at
15.
all.
I know, right? Thank you, Doc Net. Salamat sa
Yes.
program. Kaya nako, mag-join kayo rito. Mabata talaga kayo.
Talaga. It's true.
So
Yeah.
I have classmates in high school and in college who passed away. Nung COVID tsaka ngayon, parang, oh my gosh, I felt like I'm in that stage already. And I don't want to be, yung some even left very young children, so my heart goes out for them. So health is not just, yeah, of course, for you to look good, for vanity, etc. But in the end, health talaga is really wealth. I can't overemphasize it. So for me, parang the greatest tool is just to envision myself 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I
Yeah.
don't want to be a burden to anyone. I still
Yeah.
want to be, I want to be independent. I want to be able to do things I love, and I don't want to, uh, make the hospital a daily trip for me. So there you
Yeah.
go.
That's the best way to start for you is now. We're still on that journey, no, not hoping to not wanting to be a burden to our children, no, pero they already manage us during our sickness, and we're thankful for that. But anyway, thank you for all those insights, and thank you for all those comments, the experiences that you have. I hope that those experiences would inspire the listeners in this session to go through the same journey. Now let's see. I'll just check what else is needed. Ian says he agrees with me, Maya. You don't look 50 years old. Okay? So, Catherine Bernardo, okay. Sige. Okay. Okay. Age is just a number, not a feature. Okay, agree with everyone. So anyway, before we go to the videos, let me just try to consolidate what we have discussed, a little bit of what we talked about. No? So poor diet is actually the main culprit, right? In our weight gain, because of the weight gain, and then physical inactivity also. My smart was sometimes tells me, you've been sitting for too long. Di ba? Meron kayong mga ganong meron kayong mga ganong warnings, no? Although physical inactivity, there's this study that says that nutrition is actually more important than physical activity, than exercise. And then a lot of people actually focus too much on exercising, but without minding their nutrition. So that's something that we need to correct, in the minds of many, for those who are also on a similar journey like ours, but they're not on the SOH program yet. No, and then genetics is also something. So genetics, naman, we already have this nutrigenetics, the ability of our body to react to certain foods, and the nutrigenomics, which actually where the food that we are taking is actually able to modify the behavior of our genes. No, yun yung dalawang bagong fields ngayon na pinag-aaralan. So nutrients already on that. Meron tayong heart health supplement, IL heart health supplement. And of course, environment, socioeconomic factors. Yeah, we know that already. Psychological factors, we have discussed this already. Sleep, no, that's also important. But the environment, a lot of these things can actually be modified. Okay, so sabi nga ni Doc Rico, you can never out-exercise a bad diet. Thank you, Titus, for that comment. So okay, so we just bring this this session now to a close. We have to just watch a few more videos by Nutrilite, and thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the our listeners, those who participate in this session. And I hope that in the future you will be able to invite also the others. And now time for the videos.